I'm 10, your host, obviously.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm actually glad you were able to make it. As you can see by the title of my video, we're going to look at the Mighty Max toy line. We actually probably know Mighty Max better as the animated series that ran in the 1990s, um, with Mighty Max being the blonde haired boy wearing the red hat and the white shirt with the giant red M on it. And he's accompanied by a bipedal anthropomorphic chicken named Virgil and a 7 foot tall Viking guy named Norman. And they're being pursued by an even taller, 8 foot tall or something like that, white skinned, demonic looking creature named Skullmaster. Fun fact, Mighty Max himself was voiced by Rob Paulsen, who voices Wacko Warner in the Animaniacs, and Skullmaster was voiced by Tim Curry, who we know from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Um, the toy line that inspired Mighty Max the cartoon show actually had figurines from the cartoon show later introduced in some of the larger sets. But for the most part, the smaller toys inspired the episodes and the characters in the episodes. How Max got his hat is different in the show compared to the cartoon, the toy, sorry. The toy lines, he got his hat from his father, and in the cartoon, Virgil gave him the hat saying that he's the chosen one. Um, the hat is the cosmic hat, and it is very powerful. It allows them to access old travel systems between worlds. In both cases, Skullmaster is seeking the hat for his own devious purposes and is trying to kill Mighty Max. Um, in the cartoon, he is helped by, like I said, Norman and Virgil, and in the toy line, he only has his own wits. Typical thing of the show, the toys, is that there's the MM on it. They all have it. I have three of them. These are the only three I have. So, uh, as you can see, the M. The first one here is from Series 1. It is called Mighty Max Conquers the Palace of Poison. It is a Doom Zone, which is the more prominent sets that you get from Mighty Max. They also had larger play sets and Battle Warriors, which were the ones that had Virgil and Norman to it, and a few other creatures. And you also had smaller ones where you just had like one or two figurines and figurine packs that had like 6 figurines. All Doom Zones had a Mighty Max figure and the villain and one or two other creatures and or vehicles or other kinds of accessories to increase gameplay. Um, this particular Doom Zone, as I said, the Palace of Poison, inspired the episode Snakes and Laddies, which premiered October 3rd, 1993, and it was the fourth episode. Um, in this one, we have an enemy named Venom, who is some kind of Egyptian pharaoh. This toy is one of the cooler ones. It actually opens on 2 hinges. As you can see, there's going to be a lot of snake themes and other various poisonous creatures, hence Palace of Poison. It's got a Egyptian theme going on, and it's got some really nice detail. You can actually see like Sanskrit or hieroglyphs. I think those are actually hieroglyphs etched into the walls. I actually do not know what it says, but if anybody speaks it and can translate it. There we go. I don't know how well you can see it. But as you can see, there's the Mighty Max figurine here. I will grab that for you. He's got some kind of goofy face to him. You can see his red hat, the red M on his white shirt, and he's got blue jeans. The cartoon version of him had a bigger M on the chest, and his hat actually had a yellow M on it. It's the only reason why you could tell it was one of them. And apparently it was one of quite a few cosmic hats. So dorky looking. Oh, Rob Paulsen, by the way, also voiced Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original series. This playset here has a giant scorpion, some kind of freak of a emperor scorpion. Still wouldn't want to mess with it. Thing would probably just like eat me for lunch. Oof. The tail, by the way, if you notice, is the tail on the snake. I like that about these toys, that what you see on the bigger set can always be something else in the smaller set. This one also has a swiveling little treasure chest of some sort. Lots and lots of snakes and skeletons there. A cool stairwell. The mouth actually opens, and you can see the treasures inside. Let me get some better lighting there. And as I said, there's a... Let's turn it around so you can see him. There's Venom, the evil mummy pharaoh that's trying to kill Mighty Max. Again, the detail on these things aren't too bad for being this small. I've seen worse detail on my Micro Machine figurines. I might actually do a video of those later. But, you know, these aren't that bad. For mass-produced little things that were probably hand-painted. And then this also has some kind of hook that goes from one side to the other. And I like it because it's going to keep the whole thing from collapsing on itself. Overall, though, this is one of my more favorite toy sets of the series. It's nicely detailed, and it's actually not bad. The next set is called Mighty Max Conquers... Mighty Max Stings Scorpion, which was the inspiration behind the episode called Scorpio Rising, which aired November 21st, 1994, and it was the 18th episode of the second season. This one is a kind of toxic waste inspired one. As you can see, it's basically a giant scorpion. The tail moves. The only thing I actually have against it, it only has 6 legs. It should have 8 if it was a scorpion. The claws do open and close. Overall, though, it really looks mean, and looks like it's just going to eat you. As you can see, it's created by Bluebird. This one opens differently than the palace that I showed you earlier. You have to fold the tail back and then click on it there, and then make sure the claws are open before flipping it out like so. Oh, I could never get that to stay upright for some reason. There we go. As you can see, it's pretty simple. You see your Mighty Max character here, and this entire thing comes out. And let's just take a look at this. These are capture claws. It's supposed to be able to just capture, and then you have this blaster there. Max himself can sit there, and you have the toxic waste. And the Scorpobot, which is what Max is riding here, as you can see, it's actually not bad detailed. Looks like a giant scorpion, and Max can pilot it. Again, you got the goofy, same Max as the other one. And you're trying to figure out where the enemy is, and he's right here. There's Scorpion, and I just shot him away. But here's the underbelly of the Scorpobot. Like I said, what you see on the outside can sometimes reflect what you see on the inside for like what accessories go where. Scorpion, sorry. As you can see, he's wearing some kind of hazmat suit. It just looks so freaky. One of his feet seems to have melted into steel of some sort, or just mutated. But I think after all that level of radiation, it's just weird. In the cartoon series that got inspired by this, the guy rides various brown scorpions, and they all have like weird names to them. But they're not robots, they're actual scorpions. But out of the three that I have, this is my least favorite. Out of the toy sets that I've played with, including the three I have, this one isn't that bad. I've seen worse. But that's all that is. The Scorpion, Scorpio, and Mighty Max. The last one I have is called Mighty Max is Caught by Maneater, which inspired the episode Less Than 20,000 Squid Heads Under the Sea, which aired November 14th, 1993, and it was the 10th episode of the first season. This was actually one of my more favorite episodes. I love the book 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which was clearly the other inspiration behind this. And it actually had some really cool anthropomorphic squids to it. This one, as you can see, is a shark head. Nicely detailed. It's actually one of the most detailed ones I've seen from the series. It actually has like even the harpoon sticking out of it. And the cool part is these harpoons, when I open it up, you'll actually see the other side of them, the blades stuck into the skin. I love the little amounts of details they have here. This is my favorite of the three I have. It's got the most gimmicks to it, and it's just very well detailed. It's like almost like seeing Jaws come up and eat you. Apparently, though, this is a submarine as well, so you'll see that in a second. This one opens up pretty easily. You just take its mouth and separate it. You can see the harpoon blades, as I said earlier, that you'll see. There's the other one. I love that little attention to detail that they have there. That they actually have the blade penetrating the skin, and then you can also see all the bones and all that, and even a skeleton there. First thing you want to do is remove the fin, and that actually opens up into the Electro Manta, which is like some kind of jet ski or something underwater. As you can see there, Mighty Max can actually slot in. In fact, why don't we do that now? By the way, this Mighty Max is a little bit different than the other two, that he's actually carrying something. I still to this day don't know what it is. I think it's like some kind of bone or something. But as you can see, Mighty Max slots into this and he can ride it. The submarine you can see here, as well as the various bloody teeth and all that, is also nicely detailed. You have the Aqua Blaster, which is the yellow little harpoon-like weapon here, as well as two smaller guns. You can still see the fins from the shark, and it's relatively nice. The detail on it is relatively nice. And this too, by the way, as you can see, Dr. Calamaris in there, and yes, that is his name. Very original. Opens up, and you can see the inside of the submarine. There's even like a little shelf you can put in there. You have two attack squids that actually were the fins to the shark. Again, I love the little details that they add in to make that happen. Ugly looking things. And they only have 5 limbs, so I'm kind of disappointed by that, unless you put them together and look, 10 limbs. But yeah, really nicely detailed. Just ugly too. Here's Dr. Calamaris, kind of like a Cthulhu or Ithalid from Dungeons and Dragons, or Call of Cthulhu for Cthulhu. H.P. Lovecraft, gotta love him. And he's got a very tiny trident though. Not very scary looking, but he can still probably kill you faster with that than you can even think. But again, the detail is really nice. Very funny looking too. But the detail on the ship though, I love it. As you can see, you have the muscle from the shark here, just all bloodied and all that. You can see ship's treasures, cannon, as well as some kind of giant clam or oyster that actually looks like a clam, and the inside of the ship. If you look through the window, it actually looks like you're underwater. Again, I love their attention to detail when it came to this kind of stuff. But yeah, look at that. There's the engine, the little vat pools of something. Oh, I don't think I'm focusing very well. There we go. Those are the control cockpit for the submarine. But yeah, these are actually really nice toys if you can get your hands on them, if you're into collecting. If you don't want your kids to lose the pieces, I suggest you don't let them play with it. Mine don't. I don't even think they know I have them. But I have watched the cartoon with them and they've loved it. So there's that. I love showing the old cartoons that I grew up with, as well as the old toys. So I actually might just crack these open to show them when I rewatch the series with them, because it's been a while and I like watching it every couple of years. If you don't mind hunting down parts, go ahead and play with them with your kids, because when I was a kid, I actually lost that Mighty Max there and Venom. And about a month later, I actually found them. So, yeah. Small parts, easy to lose. So if you do keep them somewhere safe and make sure all the pieces are in there before you close them. But yeah, no, it's a nice toy set, nice series. I wish I actually had more growing up, but honestly, by the time I was able to afford some of them or started gaining interest in the series, the toy line was pretty much ended. But I got what I could. I think I got these at KB's Toy Works before it shut down. So there we are. The 3 Doom Zones. If I get any more later on, I will definitely review them with you guys. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time on 10E Productions.